What's good, everybody? It is Thursday night, and it is time to get back into one of my favorites. Invincible is back, the second half of the season, and I am here and ready for it. And two that are ready to go down this path back with me again. We got the one, the only Phantom D Saint. How we doing tonight?
Yo, what is good, everyone? Get ready to talk about Invincible. Even though I'm looking at AK's photo there, I'm thinking we talking about Dune Part 2 now.
Oh shit, that might be one for another day. Oh, speaking of, how we doing tonight, Vince AK?
I am here, man. I am here. Ready to get into it. Yeah, the sandworm will disappear momentarily. I got to get this face swap situation done.
She said we're gonna get it handled. Don't you worry about that. But yes, I'm sure that Dune 2 is coming. Not my favorite movie, but we'll see how they come back with the second one and see what happens. But today we're talking about Invincible Season 2, Episode 5. This must come as a shock. And we open with a bloody and beaten Mark, just barely conscious. And it was interesting when he found his first words out of his mouth, wasn't a complaint or where's my dad? It was Andressa of all things. Is it weird how much he's come to care about his dad's new wife fandom? He didn't even ask about his little brother, just her.
Because one, I can't remember the finale of the first season, but I'm not sure if she was even injured or anything. Wasn't she in the sun in the cave that entire time?
She was hiding in the cave, and he tried to get her out, tried to get her and his little brother out. But I don't know. It's just weird that that's the name that came to his mouth. Not how's my little brother or where's my dad. Just my dad's wife's name is what comes out. That was just kind of weird to me. That was nuts. I don't know. Was that off to you at all, AK, or is it just okay, here we go?
I didn't think so. I think that there's a very real possibility that his first thought, if something like this would have happened on Earth, his first thought would have been his mom. And I think as pissy as he was about the whole situation last time when we cut off, he's very good at looking at it, truly assessing things and people, and I think he thought of her because she kind of got the same short end of the stick his mom did, and that may mean nothing that he said it, but it may mean everything. I don't know.
And speaking of what they said, when that bug said Mark had a hole in his body, I was like, wait a minute, what you mean a hole? How bad?
I would have been a literal hole.
But define hole though when it comes to a body. We need specifics.
What do they do to this boy? But when arriving back at the city, Mark sees many Thraxinars in bad or worse shape than he is. And why did the Viltrumites even attack the bugs? I thought they were just there for Omni-Man.
Maybe that's why.
They are assholes, but
just because the bugs and they're there, they just decided to thrash them all. I don't know, that didn't make sense. You're here for Omni-Man, you got him. What the bugs do to you? What's your problem with them? But as soon as he's back, go ahead.
No, I said they exist. That's their problem with them.
Oh, exactly, they exist. As soon as he's back in the city, Andressa is there to meet him, and she does in fact instantly ask about Nolan. But Mark tells her the Viltrumites got him. She seemed to take the news pretty matter-of-factly. She is definitely a glass is half a full kind of bug. Okay, I'm kind of down with her. I like her.
That's all of them, isn't it, though?
Kind of, yeah. That whole species.
Yeah, she said, we view time a lot differently than y'all do, and it's only now, facing this catastrophic of a loss, she's actually registering that, which is why we end up with the kid leaving.
Exactly. Mark stays behind to help rebuild, but really didn't have much of a choice. He had to wait for the bugs to rebuild him a ship to even get home. So do you think they stalled out long enough for Mama to spend some last bit of quality time with his little brother, and then when she was ready to go, then all of a sudden the ship was magically fixed, Phantom?
Nah. Because even then, again, time in that world is so iffy. Who truly knows? And we don't even know their technology skills, really.
It just, the timing of that ship being fixed seemed kind of convenient, but it also seemed like Mark was in no hurry to get back home. Was that just because of what the Viltrumites had said? Basically,
of course. I got my beat down, my pops got taken away. Any point, didn't they say they're gonna come back too?
Well, they said now he's got to take his dad's place to be able to take over Earth, so he's gonna have to be the one.
Eventually, gonna check up on him if they're I know eventually the Viltrumites are somewhat smart. So it's at this point, it's I'm just postponing everything. And on top of that, you got to go back home, face your mom, then face your girlfriend who you haven't seen in who knows how long, because time isn't the same. So it's like I would stay there too. I'd be like, I'll stay another week, maybe a month.
Too much. He said maybe a month. Does he think by staying gone, he's actually keeping the Earth safer then? Or is it just for him? What he doesn't
I
want to
think
have
that's
to
just for him. He's dealing with his own trauma also.
he's got some PTSD. Then he gets asked the inevitable. Andressa asks Mark to take his brother back with him to Earth. And can you imagine? I mean, what do you even do in that situation, AK?
If it were me, probably wouldn't have had to even ask, because I love tiny humans and tiny beings like that. I would automatically want to look out for the kid. Being in Mark's brain, I think he's feeling mostly the same way, because he does realize that, yeah, while he was pissed at his dad, he does again still understand this situation, I think, and he has empathy for that kid and the mom.
But what about empathy for your mother? You're going to bring your dad's child from another woman home for her to raise? Like,
the baby didn't do it though. And they have options. They have options to not have the kid there. But I think Mark knows his mom, and she's not going to let this kid, run up on some bullshit, which we see, I think, throughout the episode consistently. He's proven right.
How's that?
I'll be the same. Like I would too bring, my baby brother, but at the same time, it's gonna be hella awkward conversation between me and mom. Like,
that's real.
Like, oh, remember, like Pops,
that's real.
Oh, he got a kid. Like
that's why I think they ran that exactly the way that it should have been run. He made a decision. He's got to protect his little brother. He gets it. Mom's is gonna be in her feels, and likely so. She's absolutely 100% justified and allowed to be like that, but there is that compassionate side of her that I think is also what Mark was banking on, and now we have the stitching coming together, as they say.
Deep down, mom's a good, loving person and going to do the right thing. Awkward. That would be so brutal. What's up? Do you think that fellow office worker that gave Debbie the wine is hoping to become more than just a fellow employee? Like when he got that hug, it seemed like he might be hoping to be come on in and help drink it.
And he wants to be the new stepdad.
I'm saying that's like he seemed like he was ready to be more than a friend.
I just hope he's not a plant by Cecil. Like every single person that's trying to get near Debbie, I'm like, I don't know.
No, I think he's just a fellow office employee that's had a crush for a while and now knows she's single. And he's like, hey, what's up? I'm single too. How we doing?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
Mark comes back home and breaks the news to his mom about finding his dad, and surprise, a new little brother. And Debbie is, of course, just beside herself. How could she not be? I mean, my God, what do you do in that situation? So brutal.
She's totally justified.
Mark knew what he was doing, though, when he was talking to his mom. Like, was that not just totally planned? Talking about, I don't want to leave college, but I don't want to leave him with a stranger. Who's that leave? Like, you are not smooth, Mark Grayson. Like, we see you coming a mile away. You are not scheming anybody.
Sure, she saw that shit coming a mile away, too.
Oh, of course. And of course, being the amazing mother she is, offers to take care of the little child so Mark doesn't have to leave school. And then Donald tries to discreetly have a chat with Cecil, and Cecil tried to deflect, but Donald was not having it. My man said, everybody out now, and not one person so much as cleared their throat. They all just stood up and walked the fuck out quick.
I loved it. I wanted to be out of respect, but they knew, like, yeah, I don't want to catch these hands just in case. So I'm just going to get up and get some coffee.
My man had that tone. He was not playing. Do you think they all knew he was? Do you think they all know that he's a clone bot?
I think selected few, just in case.
Selected few, yeah.
A few of them do. That's true. Just certain ones with a high enough rank.
Imagine one of them is like, I don't give a damn. You're a damn robot. And then you're like, oh, my bad.
Catch these robot hands.
Right. Yeah. You don't want that smoke.
Cecil finally has to come clean and tell Donald that he's pretty much a cyborg, and Donald is none too pleased. Like, how do you even cope with that, fandom?
I don't even know. At this point, it's like, if I'm a freaking robot, or like android, or whatever you want to call it, who else is it? Who's actually human or not human? Hell, I'm questioning even if Cecil, like, if we have this technology and doing this to Donald, is Cecil like, 100%? I see that, scar you have on your face, or it could be, birth defect, who knows? But It's like, if I was Cecil, I'll have the same thing just in case.
Right? It's like, dude, I don't know. Maybe we're poking him, see if he's got them robotic arms. What's going on, Cecil? You got a little too many powers, a little too much in the know.
But then again, it's not really a surprise because even when like Immortal died in the previous season, they brought him back. But even though I thought that was kind of like his ability, but it just seems like if anything like happens to a superhero, I won't count them out completely.
Yeah, it's a little less game
And
and a little more Westworld like.
yeah,
Like,
then near the end of the episode happened, and next episode, so I'm like, I don't know.
I feel
Super
like
cool.
Cecil is pulling the like the Invincible Batman card almost. Like he's already foreseeing this shit, and he's already got 5 robot clones in the backyard right now, just waiting on if something happens to him.
That would be
so he's got the AI programs already set to take over if his body dies.
So that's how they'll end up being able to fight the Viltrumites, is they'll already have like a whole squad of Invincibles cloned out and ready to go.
I think it's possible you can like.
I don't know that they've reached that far yet.
Yeah, I go with AK on that because it's like if you can duplicate their abilities as well at this point, they should have been instead of like nuking the home,
Exactly.
they should have just sent like an army of Nolan after him.
Exactly. If they already had that type of capability, they for sure would have already used it.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, I guess they can make all the other cats of the world, but not superheroes. So like they can make Donalds, but they can't make superheroes because they don't have that power put in. But I bet they're going to work on it and actually be able to do something like that pretty soon.
Oh yeah, they're working on it. They ain't got it yet, but they're working on it.
Because they're already bringing superheroes back and helping them like recover. So pretty soon, I'm sure they'll be able to just make their own superheroes. But speaking of coping, how long is Mark going to put up with Cecil's bullshit before he's like, listen, like we both know what's happening here. And when it comes down to it, there's nothing you can do or say to me. So what are we talking about here? Like, how is Cecil still trying to keep a leash on Mark? How long until Mark just figures out and says, listen, bro?
I thought it already happened. Hasn't it not, really?
I don't know if they've had to that thing. I mean, he did say, I mean, he showed he was going to do what he wants to do when he went to space and Cecil told him not to. But I mean, the way Cecil keeps trying to like put him under thumb, it's like all you can threaten him with is not being part of the team. It's like when it comes down to it, you're going to call me first. So again, what are we talking about here?
Exactly. Because yeah, even if he would have been kicked off the team, that's not going to stop him from doing shit. That's just going to make sure that he even more so gives no fucks and he'll jump in wherever he wants to.
Yeah, it's more like Eve. I think Eve's doing it best. Like Eve's not part of the team, but I'll be here when you call me. Like that's the way it should be. That's how I feel.
Contractor. Yeah. And I like that. She got a whole little cool ass jungle setup with all fantastic view. No other humans around to piss me off, so I don't got to deal with people either. Yeah. She's doing it right.
Got a little tree yurt going on, hanging out in the woods. People can't even see it.
Completely self-sustainable, right? You will walk by the house. It's camouflaged so well. There's no gates or anything there.
5-6 times.
Right, 5-6 times. This is a wide open treehouse. No walls. You can see right in.
That's awesome.
But Amber couldn't find it. Yeah, that's freaking slick. Shout out to the dude that built custom tree houses. Also, I've seen some really cool camouflage tree houses.
Mark finally makes it to reconnect with Amber, and here's her life has not been so great while he's been gone. And I don't know, what's up, fandom? Are these two gonna make it as a couple?
Hell no. I've been shipping freaking Mark and Eve, so I don't care what anybody damn says.
He said in the end, yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Are they gonna end up by the end of this thing? How you feel about that, AK?
I am rooting for the current relationship. What is baby girl's name again? Girlfriend. I don't remember. Amber. Yeah. I'm rooting for that because all of this work that they both have put in, and they have gripes about the situation for all the exact same reasons, which is to be expected. They're going to be tested because he's going to have to zip off quite a lot, but they've already both invested their time and energy in each other, and I think it's plain to see that they are absolutely 100% in for each other. So I'm very much hoping nothing happens to change that. I think if they really stuck with it, they could completely do the whole family experience while dad goes and saves the world every now and then.
Feel it. How creepy was that little daydream that Donald had? Like, what if it wasn't a dream and that really happened? Like, they killed him off, wiped his mind, and any memory of him being a clone bot is just gone, like, trying to get rid of it. Like, I don't
Maybe
know.
that's programming.
Mm.
Because like showing how he got snatched up and there were people in there. And
Mhm.
then that was my first thought. Like, y'all don't see the robot choking this man out?
That's how I know
What
it's a
if
dream.
that's that could be part of the program. Like, if he gets too close and the opportunity presents itself to make it look like it's a natural random malfunction, take him out and start over.
I mean, yeah,
I
he
wouldn't
has
put
to
it
make
past
a
Cecil to have an order. Like, what the hell is it they call it? Order 99 or
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Yeah, it's just protocol 99. If this motherfucker gets too close and you see him standing next to you on the bed, choke him out and we'll start over.
Feel it. I mean, yeah, it almost seemed like it was real, not a dream, and he was just remembering it. So that would be kind of crazy.
Yep.
Wasn't Monster Girl being a little harsh on Robot? Like, he had a great point. Like, training is detrimental to Monster Girl. It's killing her and making her younger by the day. So why wouldn't they all be willing for her to like use Robot's new simulation instead of killing her off daily?
That kind of was dumb, though. I don't know why Immortal like did that. I'm like,
It's a waste of resources. Like, y'all see how powerful this girl is. You know you're already on a limited time span with her. Why have her waste that during a training session?
Yeah.
That is vastly irresponsible.
Especially when Robot says, I can make a sim. Like, we don't have to have her do this. I can have a sim and have her practice the same way. Like, it made no sense to me. And they're just all brushed it off. I was like, what? Like, that made, I don't know, that was stupid. Cecil shows up telling him about the ship coming from Mars, and Shapeshifter tries to come clean. And Cecil's like, dude, we are well aware that you are.
I'm happy about that, too. Like, everyone knew since day one. That or during that whole incident where he like knocked out and then he shifted back to a Martian and shifted back. So I'm not sure, did they knew from the beginning? Or at least Cecil knew from the beginning.
Yeah,
like,
Cecil
they didn't bypass me with Cecil. But then at this
Yes.
point, it's like maybe during that incident, that one superhero told everybody else, and they said, "Oh, keep this on download just in case."
Right. No, Cecil knew from. He's like, "Do you think we'd really let you join this thing and not know exactly what you were?" Like,
exactly what you are, exactly right. Because they're not letting no just random regular human jump in there, bro. Come on now. He, for as strong as he is, and the few things that he actually does to show great insight on, he's a dumbass gym, bro. That's it. He's the what is it they call it? He's the himbo that is a perfectly lovable guy, but he ain't really that smart.
oh, Immortal,
huge muscles. Yeah, no,
or Black Samson.
What's that? Yeah,
yeah, he's ridiculous. It was funny how everybody except him already knew, though. That was awesome. Like, everybody but the supposed head of the team knows what's happening. Like, why are you the head of this squad? Rex shows up from Adam Eve's and isn't a total jerk. Like, he actually listens and helps her with her problems, like before even revealing why he was there. So if they're painting him as a likable guy all of a sudden, I'm starting to have bad feelings, fandom.
No. Remember what this man did in season 1? Get out of here.
I know, and now they're trying to give him the recovery arc and make him lovable again. That doesn't.
He's still a douchebag. I give him some brownie points here and there, but he's still a douchebag.
I will object on the term. Damn it! What the hell was it you just said? Like, they're trying to make him a fun-loving guy again. When was he ever that?
No, they're trying to redeem him. I said they're trying to put him on the redeemable.
Oh, just
redemption arc.
I don't like it. If they want to do that, that's fine. Do it with somebody else that isn't Eve.
Yeah,
She's meant for better than his clown ass.
But just the fact that they're trying to make him the good guy is like, oh, I'm worried for my guy. It's like, watch out. You got to love the way he asked Eve for help. I am offended, but since you asked, I was like, yeah. I do have a tiny favor pertaining a spaceship. I was like, smooth, Rex, real smooth. Like, he's doing it. Mark spent a lot of time with his brother already. Like, he traveled all the way back from Earth, like to Earth with him. He couldn't give his mom just a little hint what this little purple alien might be into as far as food goes, or the fact how they eat.
I mean, well, how was he supposed to send that memo? Like, he literally couldn't communicate until he actually got back there.
I'm saying when he got back to Earth and left this guy with his mom, and the mom's freaking out because can't get this baby to eat anything. Mark couldn't have said, "Hey, they're Thraxans. You got to chew the food because his body can't digest it."
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of like leave us in the babysitter. Yeah. He that at that point, you're right. He should have had that in the back.
That's kind of some pertinent information, I think. Like, mom's going crazy trying to find something this guy will eat. Like, oh yeah, by the way, like you couldn't have told me that out the rip. Like, come on.
On the other hand, though, it's Mark. He's still a man child. So he's not thinking about these things in logical form sometimes.
Crazy.
But it's like a baby, though. Like, not like a baby, but it's like, I thought maybe he just assumed that some babies can't like eat certain foods and don't they like eat like mush food and crap. So it's like,
well, yeah, actually, and that's the thing. It doesn't have to be that maybe the food is chewed up first, because how you gonna chew up like some applesauce if you want to give the kid the applesauce?
Yeah.
It's already in that smooth pureed form. Maybe they need to test that out. I feel like that would have been my first choice instead of chewing up something and putting a saliva-filled mass into another person. But
the whole thing's a big gap in the writing plot.
Either way, Mark, you need to do better, bro.
Oh man, let mama know. And Cecil's not wrong about that, baby. Like when Mark and Debbie get busy, it's not like you can just call up the neighborhood teenage girl to come watch him, because you have no idea when his powers are going to kick in. You don't know what could happen.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's true, but they know about him now. I think they'll know enough, or at least from having raised Mark, I think she'll instinctually know enough to when she, things start happening for him. At least by everything that they've shown us, she's a perceptive person like that. So, yeah, we'll see.
Mark just got home, and Cecil has to send him right back into space, and the Sequids are heading here, and that would not be good if they made it. And he just knew with Rex popping off at the mouth that he would jinx it. Like talking about there's no way, could ever be two earth-ending situations that are going to happen at the same time. So you knew that was coming. Come on, man. Just don't be out there.
I just didn't know who it was, though. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot these people.
I forgot about these cats. Remember the whole Eve thing? Right. The whole Eve sequel or prequel? Turns out the Cobra Squad decided to pick now to attack a military outlet, and they are ready to kill first and ask questions never. Like, back up. I didn't think they were that ruthless, but it looks like this new guy really is a little more in step than in tune and got his thing more together than that last one did.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's because of those two henchmen. Because I don't think those two henchmen were there at the previous time. Like, were they?
Which ones? Oh, the ones that were with him? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think there's just a new crew. So I'm like, okay, I see this time you need business.
And yeah, these squad, they're not messing around. I don't know how this squad got so bad so fast, but yeah, they were up for the task. They understood the assignment. Back up in space, our heroes are having some problems of their own. Like their ship has been detected and gets blown up. But thanks goodness Rex was able to talk even to come in, because that whole crew would have been busted. Like if she wasn't there to put that little bubble on them, what happens then?
I mean, Invincible been okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mortal 2, he's been okay. Everybody else, oh yeah, Martian 2, I think he'd been okay too. I think he can breathe in space. I think.
Yeah, Robot would have been fine because he had a robot suit. Yeah.
If he's in the machine, yeah.
But the rest of them would have been dust. That's messed up. Are you trying to go on that mission and in on a ship with no weapons?
I won't even go on that mission.
Exactly. That was my exact first thought. Like, wait, what you mean you sending where? Huh?
He's like, let me be one of the ones that stay down here, even though that didn't turn out so well for them either. But man, why not just nuke the ship and kill them all in space?
That would be logical. Then we would not have a story.
Yeah, just end it right then and there. Just send a nuke, dust them. I mean, because maybe they didn't want to kill the astronaut, but did they know the astronaut was still alive and a thing? Like,
I feel like if you see proof that somebody is taken over by some random space parasite, you should go ahead and just sign the ticket and write that one off as an expendable means to an end, if it means getting next to them or in their head and blowing everybody up.
Oh, that's true. And as far as they knew that that astronaut was Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter was acting like him. So they thought that he wasn't even out there. So yeah, why didn't they just blow that thing up in space? If they knew it was a thing full of Sequids, just blow it up. Nuke it.
The world will never know.
Done deal. That again. Writers, what's up? We need some answers.
And we need plot. That's it.
Oh,
Right.
talk about having no plan. Old boy just walks right up and squishes one, letting the whole hive know that they were there. But if that's the case, like, wasn't killing it the best option? Like, alive, it would have just alerted the rest of the hive even faster, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened.
I mean, again, writing.
They dropped the ball on that.
The hive come for them, and they were not kidding about how many were on that ship. Like, I don't know how you could ever kill so many without just blasting that whole ship. That whole thing was infested.
It should never have been able to get even close to our atmosphere.
Yeah, they should have dusted that. Nuke it. Down on Earth, our other heroes aren't faring much better, though. Like, I thought the Cobra Squad was kind of a joke, but it seems under King Cobra's direction, they may actually be about that life. Like we were just saying, they were getting it done. And I can't believe Duplicate got taken out. Like, it did not stop there, though. But I was like, I forgot about the very first episode. They are not afraid to go Game of Thrones on here and kill everybody.
Yeah. I thought at one point her actual self might like peer out of nowhere and come save the day, but nope. She dead. Like every single clone kept dying.
When you heard her
I
call
thought for sure. Yeah, she would have been hiding behind a desk or something at some point in time, and when that last clone got, she would come around with like the okie doke and give that swift uppercut. But nope, it was not to be.
Oh man, that was ruthless. When she was sitting there calling out for help and like switching and couldn't like duplicate, I was like, oh my god, that is curtains. I was feeling terrible.
Yeah.
And speaking of terrible, poor little shrinking Ray. Like, at least she actually took one out before her demise. I was just like, they are getting got. What is up with this new crew they're up against?
Did anybody have Gen V flashbacks?
Oh man, yeah, that was insanity. Insanity.
That hurt my heart.
And then Rex actually takes out Big Papa, but not before he ate his hand. Like, what is Rex gonna? I mean, even if he made it out alive, like, I don't know. Did you think it was gonna be curtains for him for sure?
I thought everyone was gonna damn die.
Didn't they show him get like a blast to the brain? How did he survive that?
You
for the first episode, they didn't show us. They left everything like in a cliffhanger and almost like every subplot. Subplot in this episode.
Yep, they left everything on a cliffhanger because up in space things weren't going any better. Like, Eve can't hold that bubble any longer, and the Sequids are not slowing down. So the bubble pops and takes out, like, our crew is going to be taken over. Fade to black. I was like, ooh, will Invincible and Ruby like be able to stop the Sequids? Like, I don't know. Did you think they were going to get through that, or do you think some more people were about to die in space, Phantom? Like, they died.
I don't think anyone's going to die in space though. On Earth, yeah.
Wow, that was nuts. But it's not all gloom and doom. It looks like we have a come story upon us. Like, our man Alan is back and better than ever. And I don't know, will he ever finally be able to hold his own against the Viltrumites? Is Alan the alien going to actually be able to hold it down when it comes to the next fight?
If it's 1-on-1, possibly, because it was on one. It was like 2 against him. It was 2 against 1. Like, it was miserable.
3 against 1, and he got.
It was 3. Was it 3?
I mean, it was 3 of them. But that's the thing. According to the science guy, he's now enhanced and can go fisticuff with them. Because even one of them would have been a problem for if he was still the way he was. He got hit by 3, but now the way that guy was talking, they're not going to be a threat for him anymore. Ooh, so I want to see that demonstration and see how exactly that's going to flow.
Because if we remember, the whole reason he was created was to fight Viltrumites. And he was like the best of the best when it came from his kind to be able to fight these Viltrumites off. And he was like holding his own against the 1, but he was against 3. So it's like, I don't know. He was already supposed to be able to hold his own and he got dusted. Now he's supposed to be able to hold his own again just because he's bigger. Will he be able to? It looks like it because when him and Immortal were going, he was toying with them.
I'm saying they got, I think his people, they had the right idea, but they didn't execute it as well as they could have. Now it's kind of a team effort because Earth scientists that are specialized in, alien weaponry and whatnots, they're the ones that did the upgrade. So I think there's a high possibility we're going to see him throwing some mega hands in the near future. At least I'm hoping that's how it works out.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Then we get another big reveal and find out Thaddeus isn't what he claimed to be. He's actually an AWOL Viltrumite that rebelled against his empire long, long ago. And he tells Alan to go to Earth and bring back Invincible. So it looks like the good guys are actually trying to put together a squad that may actually have a chance at fighting back. Like, what do you think?
Is he though?
I don't know. Like, one, you could have been had this conversation with Alan and been like, yo, I'm a former Viltrumite trying to get revenge. Let me actually, train you so that 3-on-1 could have been probably handled even better. But nah, that's just me.
My spidey senses are tingling though. Because when he said that, I'm like, wait, how, you got all this other intelligence. How you didn't know about Mark in the first place? Why didn't you just go and tell him what was going on and recruit him then? Why did the situation all? It's just too coincidental. I guess is what I'm thinking.
Oh, so why couldn't Thaddeus tell Mark?
I don't trust him with his intentions. I guess
you don't trust Thaddeus.
Yeah, is that the guy?
Yeah, that's Viltrumite that went AWOL. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't trust him at all. I need more information, I think.
He might be the undercover head Viltrumite, just saying that, acting.
No. I mean, there's still a traitor. There's still a traitor we still don't know. I thought it was this guy because he's the one who turned off the life support.
Right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's something sketch. Something's off that we're not seeing just yet, but I don't completely trust this dude.
Not only that, though, anyone could be a Viltrumite, especially when we see episodes.
Yeah, because how would you know?
Yeah, at this point, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I thought they all look humanoid.
Like, there's a real possibility that there could already be, a secret invasion level event going on right now, and there's already a whole bunch of AWOL Viltrumites on Earth that are, they're calling the banners now because now shit's fucked up. The scapegoat that they had still in the spotlight is gone now. So they're going to have to step in to fill that void because Mark ain't able to handle all that shit on his own.
That'd be pretty cool. I like that. I want to see it. Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I hope we do get a twist like that because that would be epic.
Oh, that'd be dope.
What they need is a Nick Fury. That's what they need.
What do you think of this?
Close to that.
They need a what, Phantom?
They need a Nick Fury to assemble the right team. So
right.
Exactly. Is it the real Nick Fury?
Any Nick Fury, damn it. Get Cecil out of here and bring in Nick Fury.
See, that's the thing. Cecil think he Nick Fury. I feel like that's what they're channeling with his character, but not Cecil. You want some fuck shit, okay? You are not here for the Earth. You're here for something else. I like you, but I don't really trust you because you too shady.
I don't know. We get like Avengers Nick Fury, I'm good. If we get Disney Plus Nick Fury, I'm not so.
Yeah, no.
Pre
do not speak of it.
Not so sure. Secret Invasion Nick Fury.
See, put Secret Invasion in its own little pocket dimension.
It's like that's alien Nick Fury.
I'd rather the Marvels Nick Fury than
there you go.
Secret Invasion.
I like the Marvels Nick Fury. Did we talk about the Marvels?
Yeah, we did.
Indeed.
Okay. That's my brain.
We just got 4 quick little questions. See if anybody remembers anything about this episode. If you do, put the answers in the comment section down below. What was the name of the monster wreaking havoc on Earth while Mark was gone?
I wish I knew.
Nope.
Answer put in the comment section down below. Question 2: how long was Mark away from Earth? 2 weeks.
No, it was some months. 2 months.
Hey, there you go. 2 months. There you go. Right on top of it. Well done. One for 2, 50-50. See if we can keep it going. What are the name of the aliens heading to Earth?
Oh, damn it. The freaking swarm, something or other.
Succiopaths, octopi, I don't know.
Oh, said it many times this episode. What are the names of aliens?
Is it something that start with an S?
It is.
Squids.
It's Silgazobada, something. I don't remember.
Right on top of it. You're right there. Sequids.
Sequids. Yeah. Okay.
Sequids. Squids with an E in between. Oh, and last but not least, who did Amber call when Mark told her he was heading back to space?
Eve, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Eve. Oh, damn it. What's the girl's name? God, I think we saw them early in the episode. Her home, the chick that was in her study group in her dorm when Mark showed up. I don't remember her name.
Close enough. We're going to give it to you. Absolutely correct. And we're going to keep it moving. We're going to move it on to season 2, episode 6. And this one's called It's Not That Simple. And starting right where we left off, it's on to Rex, and it is not looking great for Rex. Like, we should have known as soon as they start making his character more likable, like I was saying, like last one, they were going to try to kill him off. Like, as soon as they tried making him more likable, I was like, he is going to die soon. And I would say this show is very Game of Thrones-ish because, I don't know, they're not afraid to kill off main characters at all. But then again, like I said last time, it's a little more Westworld-ish because they just keep bringing everybody back. Like, is anybody ever dead in this show fandom? Are they just going to keep anybody gone?
I mean, isn't the original team like dead except for Immortal? And then with this team, it's like the multiple girl. I forgot her name already. Dang, you just said it. Yeah, like she's dead.
Duplicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I wonder if they're going to do something like that. Like if the Earth gets attacked like big and they need all the help, then all of a sudden we'll get all the clones from all those other superheroes that died and like bring them all back with clones. You wonder if they end up doing some weird shit like that.
Actually, they probably could bring them back. The only thing they need is those 2 blue dudes, muscular dudes who always keep on cloning each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're like the only 2 people that can probably bring them back.
Yeah, get some of those immortal genes and splice them in there and just clone them all back together. I could see it. I don't know. I mean, how is like getting shot in the back of the head not a death sentence? Like, was Rex brain really so small it just got missed?
I thought he like got like shot like on the side of his skull. It looked like it.
I don't know. Maybe his brain's so small it just missed it. And yeah, I don't know. That was insanity.
I mean, I thought I saw it blow out the back of his head. So either way,
first time. And then when he got up, I'm like, did he get shot like in the side or something? Or like what was going on here? The way how it was like gushing out from his side, I'm like, well, what's going on?
He shouldn't have got up the first time.
Yeah, that was
well, no, gushing, the gushing, like the constant spurting, that was from his hand.
Well, no, it was coming from his head and his hand. It was squirting out his head the whole time. It was a thing.
Talking about I'm fine. Get out of here.
My God, no.
Sir,
weird question.
Even for that last 30 seconds where you did come in clutch and you solved the problem, but how?
Insanity.
Is he already a robot? We don't know.
No.
He could be a real life model decoy. They bleed just like regular humans.
There you go. Maybe he's already a clone. See, man, we might be getting onto something up here talking about it. They might all be clones already. This is all.
Don't do it. I don't want to go down the Westworld territory now.
But they are showing the signs, though. We're just following the breadcrumbs.
Right. Because back up in space, our heroes aren't faring much better. Like the Cichlids are too great in number, and they are overwhelming the heroes. And they do their best, but there's just so many of them. Like, how big a buster is Immortal? Like, you have all these alien creatures getting ready to take out your whole crew, and you want to stop and have an ego pissing battle with Invincible about who's going to get close and push the button? Like, move out of the way, old man. What was he doing?
We don't have time for this nonsense.
That's what I'm saying. That was ridiculous. But they finally get to the hive mind and push the button and annihilate the herd. But it looks like it may be too late because Robot and Eve both got infected. Like, that's going to be a major problem. But nay, I mean, how scared would you be about like Eve getting, dude?
That was like the most fun. I was like, oh shit, is something going to happen? But they're like, oh no, we're just going to go in. I'm like, okay, that was interesting.
I am leaving Earth. And she's a force to be reckoned with just on our regular given days. If something like that gets a hold of her and controls her and has her access to her powers, I am leaving Earth.
Yeah, game.
There's nothing less. That's game over.
But lickety split, they just hope there's enough juice in their bomb for one more blast. And oh, how lucky for them. It just so happened to work. Like, are you kidding me? Because after that, I'm sure I'm guessing they were pretty much out of ideas. So, yeah, plot convenience. But hey, lucky it worked out because what else were they going to do?
I would have killed every single one of those freaking things after that whole situation.
Get a flamethrower or something. Like, we're about to start a fire in space. I don't care how dangerous it is. They got to go.
'Cause I don't think the Martians even like explain like what were they actually doing? Because they said like they were there on Mars. They couldn't attach themselves to the Martians. So it's like if they're like that much of a threat, if they get attached to like a host, why don't they just like genocide them all?
Sus. It's hella sus.
Yeah, because I mean, the Martians were there just there to fly the ship, and yeah, I don't know why they were so scared of them. Maybe they're just, I mean, even though that they couldn't get in their skin, they could still overwhelm them and hurt them. Like when Shapeshifter like flexed out and did that, like they got to
You
him.
telling me they don't got any technology to freaking kill them?
Yeah, it seems like they should have something. They had technology to kill each other. They were ready to kill Shapeshifter for what he did. We're going to talk about that. But Eve was only taken over for a few moments, but it looked like even that kind of had her shook. Like, can you imagine being hoarded like that and having something else in charge of your actions while you stood by helpless, not being able to control your own body? I mean, how creepy would that feel?
Very.
Super creepy.
Dude, I couldn't handle that. I'd lose my mind. Yeah, I'd be just like them. But back in the missile base, we see Rex is indeed still alive somehow. And my question is, we know Cecil can portal in and out of anywhere. Why wouldn't he have just portaled in to save Rex right there? Just sneak in behind the Lizard King, snipe him real quick before he pulled the trigger on Rex.
That's why he's sus.
I mean, I don't know. That was crazy.
Cecil, I don't know what your long-term game plan is, but you fucking up, bruh.
Yeah, it's just like, how would he let Rex go down like that when there's only one of them left? Like, just portal in behind him and take him out. Like, you don't even have to walk through the portal. Just have somebody else like snipe him through the portal. Like, I don't know. That was messed up to me.
True.
It should be simple.
And I know he's a suit, but how in the hell was Rex able to stand back up and start boxing King Lizard? Like, just blood constantly spurting out of his head and nub.
Exactly.
But he's gonna start boxing.
They answered it.
Why? How?
He's invincible.
Boom shakalaka.
Shut the hell up. Go to your
Oh, when he started punching King Lizard with that nubby bone, I was again just reminded of how much I just love the ridiculousness of this show. Like, it is amazing.
I would have done the same thing.
What are they doing? Yeah, I mean,
Been hurting, but still, that just showed you how much probably adrenaline was like coursing through his body at that point.
Which is exactly, how did he not bleed out? Like, what? It was also nice to see that Shrinking Ray had somehow made it through, like, and it's still with us. I was like, I don't know how she made it. Like, I thought she got swallowed and nibbled up whole. Like, what was that blood that thing spit out if she's still alive?
Yeah, I don't know.
And what would you have done, like, when the alien said everyone can go except the great betrayer? This was like all literally his fault. And not only that, he basically took out an astronaut and left him for dead there to serve his own selfish and self-centered wishes. So what's up, Phantom? What do? Do you just leave him there and let him get his justice? Because
Of course, get out of here! Look what could have like came to Earth. Get out of here! You're gonna face your punishment. I'm sorry.
I might have left him my damn self. How about you, AK?
How did somebody not immediately have a Star-Lord reaction and just popped off with the weapons? Whatever is closest to your hand, you aim at that asshole's head. I get you were trying to find a better or different life for yourself, but you sacrificed someone for that. And now you're among those people and you want to stay there and still be besties with people who you stole a life from them, bruh. Well, and you sitting over here talking about, oh, I'm so sorry. I know I did that, but I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how sorry you are, dude. That is an Earth citizen.
Sorry,
you can't even say about the United States. No, this is an Earth citizen that you deliberately left. And you held him up and left and took his persona.
Basically, a military man, an astronaut. You don't get away with that.
Exactly.
You got to have consequences and repercussions.
Yeah, that you catching all these hands.
Yeah, like I said, like, you might have to stay here. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna let the aliens have you.
Like, you know what? You can stay here. Come on downstairs into the basement and hang out in this room for a minute. I just want to talk.
Right. First off, these aliens just saw the squad take out all the Sequids, which obviously they couldn't do. So what made them think that they were going to be able to stop our heroes once they said no?
Bruh.
I was just like, wait a minute, what? Who is chasing who right now? What is happening? So of course, Invincible just bounces out real quick and takes out every ship like it was nothing. I was like, this was just silly. What were they thinking? Like, that made no sense to me. But what wasn't silly was that hug that Eve gave him when he came back into the ship. Like the way he and Amber are kind of struggling, like, I don't know. We already see what fandom's thinking. Do Eve and Mark just end up hooking up by the end of this run, AK?
I mean, that possibility honestly has been there since season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm still championing Mark and Amber, they're my OTP. I wouldn't be terribly mad if it ended up being Mark and Eve.
It makes sense.
Honestly, for real, I feel like the connections are strong enough, at least right now at this point, and the situation, if this was a random rom-com, it could definitely work. But even Amber could also end up being a thing. I wouldn't be too opposed to that either.
Feel it. Speaking of the hookup, Robot is obviously head over heels in love with Monster Girl, and he's doing everything he can to try to help her regression problem. So why is she so adamantly against him helping? Like, he's trying to save her life. Like, is it just that she's afraid of like getting false hope and him failing? Or I mean, what's up with that, fandom?
Honestly, I don't know.
He's like, what do you think it is, AK? Why do you think she's so afraid of letting him help?
I don't think she's afraid of letting him help. But for her, she is already in the know 100% about what her situation is. She does not want to be coddled or looked at as something that needs to be overly protected. I think that's where her issue is. Like, yeah, there's this danger that goes along with having my power. However, I get to say how that is mitigated, not you. And that's the thing. He keeps trying to jump in at these points where not only does she not really need him to, but she doesn't want him to. He's overstepping his boundaries. That's what I think the problem is.
Right. But on the flip side of that, up to date, he has a fairly flawless track record. I mean, my guy has turned itself from a machine into a human form. So I might be willing to just give him a shot. I'm just saying. Like,
technically, he was a human, though.
What's that?
Technically, he was human.
Well, he was a blob of something. He was, I don't know. He was,
yeah. I wouldn't say he was just human.
Yeah, he was like a blob of metamorphosis that, was able to breathe through a machine that was never able to really live without the machine. So I don't know. And then he found a way to actually make himself not need the machine and became another boy by cloning himself with those blue guys getting him through. So if he's got that kind of mind to be able to do that, I'm just saying, why not give him a shot? Do you not want to live? Like, are you trying to die faster? I mean, if my man can help, can he not just help? I don't know. I don't know. I get not wanting to be coddled or wanting, to be think less than, like, you're a big hero, you're one of the toughest ones here, but he's not trying to coddle you. He's trying to save your life.
Okay, but it's the constant way that he's doing it, though. She's already told him how she feels about this, but he's ignoring that. That is the issue, not that he's trying to help. Some of his ideas could work, but essentially, after a while, those ideas aren't going to mean squat because the timer will still keep ticking.
Maybe.
Regardless of how many practice sessions she gets to sit out of, because there's a bot that can take her place, she's still going to be using her power when these fights and all these things pop up where the team has to go and do something. So he isn't solving the problem right now. He's just putting a pause on it.
Right. Until he can solve it.
Still, perhaps that is what's going to happen. But for her, I think she still needs to be out there and making sure everything that can be trained up on is trained up on. She needs to be able to put herself in these situations to where she gets the proper training, which is what, we're in a training exercise. She's there to learn. She's not going to be able to do that completely if there's a bot in there for her. And I get it. I do agree with you. Yes, she could let him help. I do absolutely see that, and I get it. But he also needs to realize that this thing is bigger than just these little practice sessions. He's overstepping her boundaries, like I said, and that's what it really is, I think.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. She's like, this is my life and I will deal with it and I'm in charge of it.
She looks like a child, but she don't want to be treated like one, and I don't blame her.
For sure. Cecil isn't wrong in wanting to have experts keep an eye on Mark's little brother, speaking of Childs, but neither is Debbie. Like, she is the one who raised Mark and who just may end up being the savior of the entire universe. So she's obviously doing a good job of raising these super babies. Or, I don't know, would it be better to have maybe like a joint venture with Cecil? Because, I mean, I'm sure in the end, he is going to be able to help with certain things. So should she be trying to cut him out completely, Phantom?
You goddamn right. She was able to freaking raise Mark. Get out of here. She don't need no Cecil's help.
He said, I don't need you or your people. Go away.
She don't, especially now that, you know, the holy grail of the what was it called? What was it back in the day? The Encyclopedia Britannica. You know, we have like the specialized alien Encyclopedia Chronicles that Mark has now come up on. And any situation I think that could arise in raising an alien, half alien baby, I think they got it covered. And again, Mark knows his mom. That's why he thought that he would be able to actually do this and drop the kid off with her anyways. So the woman knows what she's doing. I think Cecil needs to calm the fuck down. And I don't think he has any type of good intentions towards that kid.
Oh, no. He wants to train it to be a hero and be on his team, period. He just wants to be another hero for his squad. And
exactly. He wants someone that he can control. Yeah. And if you come into a child's life at this age, they're going to latch on to you very quickly. Like, you see how quickly the baby took to his mom. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes it so scary. And she sees right through the bullshit. And I'm still side-eyeing this new babysitter that this last one that she liked. Yeah, I'm side-eyeing that chick hard as fuck. I need to know her whole dossier. Who the fuck are you? Who trained you? At what point did you come into the agency? Because I need more than a regular background check on this bitch.
Yeah. Speaking of poor Eve, no, she can't be with Mark right now, getting no love from her parents. And now the last person that she ever had any kind of intimate relationship with is laid open, on an operating table and might not even make it. Is this poor girl ever going to catch a break, Phantom?
Hell no.
Is Eve just destined to just bad luck?
Since her freaking was it her spinoff series? It was just nothing but bad luck.
This poor girl goes through it. I mean,
she's almost like a Clark Kent figure also in this story, because she does have all this huge power, but there are certain limitations that she has to put on herself, I think. And being out here, it's hard. It's hard for a baby superhero out here in these streets. I agree with Phantom. I think more bad things are going to come, sadly, for her.
Yeah, this poor girl is just walking under a brown ray cloud.
She needs someone. I think this is why I say I wouldn't mind if things shifted and it was her and Amber, because Amber's already dealing with this shit. While she does need help focusing, I think, a little bit, I think they could be a good pairing together on the romantic level.
That'd be amazing. Immortal said that he had loved many others and they all died as well. What is it about Kate that was so different? Was it just the fact that she too was basically immortal and they had died many times, or is it maybe showing him that maybe he isn't immortal? What's that?
It's simpler than that.
What is it?
He says his specific words were, "I've loved others before her." Uh-huh. And I don't doubt that. He has loved others. But I think in this case, how strongly he feels, this is the first time he's actually been in love with someone. And there's a difference between being in love and just loving someone. It may not seem like it. And if you haven't had, certain adult experiences, you may not understand that concept. But being in love with someone, you love your kid, you love your niece, you love your nephew, but you're not. At least I fucking hope not. You're not in love with those individuals. No, the being in love is their connection. At least from how we see in his reaction here, it was deeper than any other romantic type love that he's felt before. So yeah, I've loved a whole lot, but I don't think he's ever been in love except with her. That's why.
like we saw the reason she loved him so much was because she felt like they had that thing in common where they've both died before, and so they're like the only ones that could understand it. So is it that the thing that's kind of connecting him, or is it just he's seeing that in the end anyone can and will die, like nobody's immortal after all?
That could be a part of it too.
He is deep in his feels about
And, I
something.
mean, and he is like the oldest person on the team. He's had the most life experiences. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's why it says a lot, and why I came to the assessment I just gave. He's a very regimented person. I don't know if you would agree, if you guys would agree with that, but he's a stickler for the rules, and he's very straight arrow, back and forth. Like you could set a clock to him in his movements and how he thinks. He's not used to seeing someone the way he sees this girl. And that's what's really screwing with him. That's why I said it's because he's first just now finally being in love with someone. I could be wrong though. That could be
that's probably right, because like he said, he thought he'd have more time with her, and he probably, he finally probably thought he had somebody that he probably thought he was going to be able to have almost damn near an eternity with this one, because she can just keep duplicating, and maybe she can duplicate younger. So he finally had a soulmate for life, and now she's gone. So yeah,
and now it's snatched from him. Yeah.
That's brutal. Mark and Amber finally have a serious talk about how things are just not really working out and how they thought it was going to be better. But at the end of their conversation, I was like, wait a minute, did they just break up? Like, I don't know. Did you think they had just broken up, fandom? Or
of course. I was like, yes, finally, hurry up. Get over it.
That is not the assessment that I took.
Really? That, or at least like a break. Like one or the other. You didn't get that.
I would give you maybe taking a break, but I think if it was a full breakup, they would have absolutely said specifically that we're breaking up now.
Then you saw that walk, and he was defeated.
He was defeated. Oh shit! I was like, I don't know. I was like, man, this. And then the way she was talking later, like I was this and it was that. I was like, oh my god, are they really done? And yeah,
I don't think it's over yet. Nah, I think they're absolutely still going.
And even with half his brains blown out, Rex is no dummy. Like I'm thinking he's trying to like rekindle it with Eve, because when he was sitting there, like he told her that Mark and Amber were like, and Eve was like, wait, what? He was quick to ignore it and go right back to his magazines.
Exactly. Even Rex knew he has half of a brain.
I mean, well, I would say he.
And again, yeah, you got me there. Okay.
What happened?
I mean, he barely has a brain to begin with, so at this point,
yeah. I mean, I feel like he just maybe may have gotten lucky in an assessment. That's it. There is no, he's smarter than he seems when it comes to Rex. No, he's a dumbass.
Oh, really? He was smart enough to know he's like, shut up right then. Like, I'm not giving you any information. You're here with me. I'm not trying to ruin that. And I get Debbie not wanting one of Cecil's agents in her home, but it's not like Oliver's a regular baby, like I was saying earlier. Like, would it not be better, not only better, but necessary to have a sitter with one of his agents type skills to watch an alien baby like that?
Nope. Absolutely not.
You're just going to have the teenage girl down the road do it, and all of a sudden the baby powers come in and like fry her or kill her or do something crazy?
No, she wasn't going to have a teenage girl come in. She was going to keep vetting people until she found the right one. And if she couldn't find the right one, well, I guarantee you, whenever she goes to work, that kid is going to be in a corner within her eyesight, within her hand reach, in a playpen while she's at work. She's not gonna just lightly leave this kid in anybody's hands. So again, I have to point out, she's raised Mark. Mark is also a random half alien baby. Does he have extracurricular powers that were blowing shit up? No. Do we know if this kid is going to have some destructive mutated powers? No, but I think she is willing to put in the work to wait and see what happens versus being in a rush and putting him with the wrong person that hurts him in some way.
That's mama skills. Good mama skills.
Exactly. I'm with her. I think she's handling it greatly.
April talked a great nanny game and seems more than qualified to watch Oliver, but I don't know, fandom. Are we truly trusting her? You know, AK's not for sure. How are we feeling, fandom?
Yeah, what was the question?
Is April nanny? She's talking a great nanny game, but are we trusting her?
Hell no. Did I say this earlier in the stream?
Bro, I'm saying
I didn't like anyone who's trying to get close to freaking Debbie. She's putting up a good game because that's what, like, if I was Cecil trying to get a nanny, that nanny almost looked like a Nanny McPhee or what's the other infamous nanny? Oh my God.
Poppins?
There we go.
Mary
yeah.
Poppins.
She was probably like a legit nanny for all we know. And then this next one will come in. She's like, okay, obviously working for Cecil. You saying that. And obviously, if you want to play it smart, like a 3D chess game, yes, admit you're working for Cecil. But no, see that you are working for Debbie. I'm not working for Cecil. That is how you play the game.
That part. Now, if the first thing that comes out of somebody's mouth when I'm running the interview, watching their resume, is okay. So I'm a government plant. I'm not supposed to tell you that, but I'm telling you that anyway because I'm not here for their nonsense. I'm just trying to take care of you and the baby. Get the fuck out of my house. Nah. I am more suspicious of that chick than the woman, the Nanny McPhee, Mary Poppins discount that was in there before her.
And she was just a setup.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So for this chick to come in here, that says, I mean, two or three different things to me. One is she is the highest level of secret agent, and like if we put it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's only one other person besides Nick Fury and Maria that have that level high badge, and that is Black Widow. Nobody, no, there's two. There's Black Widow and Quake. This chick, she is on that level. I'm not gonna give her Black Widow skills because I haven't seen her fight yet, but I will say she's Quake level. She's coming in. She's got the high clearance. She knows all the protocols. She has a direct line. She didn't have to go through a handler or her supervisor. She has a direct line to Cecil, and that is where she is getting her orders. Straight from the horse's mouth. So I don't believe that bullshit at all. I'm here for you. I work for you. I'm just trying to look out for the baby. Nah, fuck you, bitch. Nah.
I ain't buying it.
You're not fooling me. Game recognized game. Hell no.
That's why Eve's smart to stay out on her own and like not just answer to Cecil. Like I'll come when you need me, but no, I'm not part of the squad.
And you saw he tried to do that same strong arm bullshit that he was doing with Mark. Showed up in her crib and she just looked at him like, bitch, bye. Like he should have known he wasn't gonna get Eve that quick.
Yeah, exactly. He's desperate.
There is one thing slightly off topic that I would like to know, though. I need to see the conversation Eve had with her parents after this final severance, because I don't think she's going to let the bullshit her dad has been talking affect her anymore. She's going to stay at her treehouse and fight the good fight the way she wants to, not under anybody's thumb.
Yeah, Rex let her know, like, hey, you're doing more good than bad. Like, keep it going.
Which I will give credit when credit is due. Rex, you're a dumbass, and I really don't like you. But that was some sound advice that he gave in that moment. I'll give him that. Like my mom would say, I'll hand Jack his jacket.
How awkward would that be? Like having the girlfriend of the guy you're smitten with stopping by to talk to you about their relationship problems.
Is she smitten though?
Who? Eve? I saw that hug Eve gave. I saw that hug she gave him when he came back in that spaceship. There is absolutely something still there. 100%.
I mean, technically he hugged her because he was already on the ship, and then she came in and he turned around like, Eve. So
no, I'm saying when he went out and when they left all the sequid and the aliens were chasing him, and he went out and blew up all the ships and then came back in, and she's like, oh, you saved us, and ran over and gave him a big hug, and he was like, oh, okay. Like that was all her giving him the love. And I was like, yeah.
I mean, if some hinky shit like that happened between me and my friends, I will hug them too. That don't mean I want to bang.
Yeah, I'm just saying it seemed like there's a little something there. I don't know. How do you feel about that hug, fandom? Was there a little something extra there?
No, you're reading into it.
Nah, you guys need to go back.
That's what I'm saying. It's not nah, bro.
You need
Nah.
to go back and watch that scene.
Like I said earlier, I wouldn't mind if it happened, but I don't think that's the route they're gonna go with that.
100%. That's the way they were pushing it. And then exactly like when he's like, "Oh, her and Amber," she's like, "Oh, what? They're broken up? What is that? What's happening?" Like she was very interested to hear that. I'm telling you, it's coming. It is coming. She is absolutely smitten with Mark. She just doesn't want to be the bad girl. But which makes it even more awkward that Amber's coming to her to talk about their relationship problems. Like, oh, that's great.
I mean, but her and Amber were friends too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all became friends.
Like while they're all, you could say they're different couple situations. Her and Amber were friends independently of Mark. So I don't think that's something that would be awkward for her but I don't think she feels the way you think she feels. So
were they friends before Mark? I know they all went to the same school, but were they actually friends before they all started hooking up? Because I thought it was Mark and Eve that were friends. And then because they found out they were both heroes, and then they found out they both went to the same school, and then they were talking, and then Amber kind of popped into the situation. From what I remember.
I could be misremembering that. That is a real possibility. But
I don't think those two were friends. I think they became friends.
As it stands right now, though, they are all in the circle,
right.
independently of each other. So I just I don't think, and plus Eve legit is a good person.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be the bad girl.
She's not going to creep on any one of her friends' men's. Now, if things are over, like you said, yeah, there could be the possibility, but I don't think they've set the full breadcrumbs up for that. That's why I'm not into it, and neither is fandom. And normally, when both of us call you out on your damn tinfoil, we get back to the discussions later, like you thought. DJ, you did think, but that didn't happen.
It happened. It's happening for sure. While she goes there, Mark goes to talk with Art, who I did not realize until today was the voice of Mark Hamill. I was like, how did I not recognize that before this?
How did you not realize that?
I really don't know, but yeah, I did.
Wait, which character?
Art, the guy who makes the superhero costumes.
Yeah. Oh, sure, I did not know that either.
Right? I was just like, how did I not know Luke Skywalker was in the house? That was insane.
Yeah, I have a question. Did either of you guys watch the Gummy Bears cartoon back in the day?
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
Or okay, well, you remember the theme song?
Barely. No, I mean, I heard
it. You'd recognize it if you heard it. I'm not gonna play it, but basically, I would just want to say I was yesterday years old when I found out that same guy is the guy that was the lead singer in Toto. You know the song Africa. Take a lot to tell you that was him, and his dad is the person that we all know from movies that has made like the Star Wars themes. And there's a couple other big franchises that he's been in on the Harry Potter soundtrack. He did all that. It just reminded me that there's connections among these things that we don't pay attention to when it's happening, but we find out later, and it's crazy as hell because how do you miss that?
Behind the scenes, yeah. The fact that I found out Luke Skywalker is in one of my favorite shows and didn't realize it until now, I was dying. What's that?
And every other time, that's very he has a voice that you recognize immediately.
Like he kind of like this one though, so you don't really recognize
Batman the animated series. Like everybody knew he was all up and down in that.
Right, exactly. Like okay, that's Luke Skywalker.
We all dropped the ball here.
But Art, yeah, the way it was that graveled voice, I had no idea. I was like, holy shit, Luke Skywalker's in that. That was tight.
Voice acting.
They both pretty much get the same advice. Like, don't tell this to me. Go talk to them. Like, what are you doing sitting here talking to me? And it wasn't a total loss that he went and talked to Art because it turns out Nolan gave him, like we said earlier, gave him books to read as a tip for one time. So that actually worked out. So he's going to be able to read the books his dad told him to read. And one of those, go ahead.
And I don't know if maybe you might have been thinking this, because it is on some tinfoil level things, but the way they framed it is that Omni-Man, it has only just very, very recently come into feels and realizing how much he cares about his son. and then also, to go to this other planet and make a new baby, how much he cares to, have Mark, even though he knows Mark is pissed at him. Let me call in my son because I care about my other son even more than I cared about him to try to fix this shit. How long has Omni-Man been preparing for shit to go left? And these manuals needing to be there because he knew once they found out he wasn't, keeping to the plan, they were going to gun for him. He made sure to have these books so Mark would be able to get the information that was needed. When did that start though, and why?
I don't
think it's because of Mark. I think he, like, ever since he had Mark, he was starting to, like, maybe I shouldn't do the whole, taking over Earth thing.
Like the ice was chipping away.
Yeah, and I think it was just the whole like that fight between him and Mark, and he's like, "Why you keep doing this?" And he keep on saying, "Oh, because I'll have you, you have me, Dad." It was almost like a reminder. So that's why he like ran away, and he's still having this like conflict with himself.
Yeah, it's like a huge breakdown in his level of thinking and what he knows his people are, what the mission is supposed to be. But now that I got this baby boo, and I hurt him, especially after he got his powers finally. I feel like it's one of the reasons I was so mad when he called Mark's mom a pet. Like, you fucking piece of shit. Are you serious? This woman has sat here and put up with you for like 20, 30 years. And you talk about she was just a pet?
That I think he was like serious about. But when it came to Mark, it was different.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think he absolutely meant that. It's a shame that he meant it, but yeah, he did. But why have all of these books explaining all of these things and scenarios? They're almost like training manuals. Like if Arya goes to the House of Black and White and reads the scrolls, those are the instructions right there. That's what it seems these books.
It also could be like a contingency plan.
Exactly. I think it's more
backup contingency. Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't think he was gonna not do his mission until he beat the hell out of Mark. It literally wasn't until he beat the hell out of Mark and Mark's like, "I'll have you, Dad," and he realized, shit, I love you and this place, god dang it, and he took off to space. And that's when he had that moment with himself and became like what he was, and kind of, okay, I'm against the Viltrumites now. But he had written those books long before that. So I think he was literally writing those books as like a journal in case anything ever happened to him. It would be a journal to his people, like letting them know, hey, these are the things I encountered. And that was the way of getting it to him. And partly, I think he just wanted to become a writer. Like he was just looking for shit to do, and he was going to become a sci-fi writer, and it just didn't work out. And he was actually just writing about his travels. Like, oh, I could write about stuff that actually happened to me, and it'd be cool books. So I think it was just kind of
because. Okay, you know what? Actually, like to your last point there, especially, I could see him doing that because he's that type of just rigid thinking on things to where, yeah, because no human's gonna know what it is to plan a galactic empire of conquest and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna read that and think, oh, this is the new Star Wars. This sounds fucking epic battles and conquering and all that nonsense that we fantasize traveling the stars would be. So yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think he was just writing books, and it could have been a journal to his people if anything happened, and it was part just to get his name out and do something different and write books, try to become a famous writer. Like, hey, this actually happened, but nobody will know that it happened to me, so they'll just think it's stories.
The only addition to that I will give, and kind of just like the asterisk, is he did set it up to make sure that guy, I forget his name, told about those books though, and didn't he say at some point in time specifically to Mark to read his books?
Yeah, when he was dying, when he was being hauled off by the Viltrumites, he said, "Mark, read my books." He didn't say, "I love you," or "Be good." Like he said, "Read my books."
Okay, well, no, see, and that's the thing. I think, and that's part of why I started thinking this. Like, how long were you setting up these books? Like, you had to have known his feelings had to have changed at some point before that fight with Mark for him to have these books already in place. He from everything we've seen, he's a great tactician. So he can plan different moves in battle, trying to predict. I mean, he's not prescient and not saying that he can see the future, but he has enough wherewithal within himself, and he knows his people well enough to know what their movements are going to be. So why not plan ahead of time? I'm just curious as to when he started writing those and why it was kept, such a secret, I think, from Mark at least.
Could be, like I said, yeah. Undercover books on how to what's out there to actually beat his people if you're trying to invade the galaxies. One of the books talked about a brutal planet with Ragnars living there. Would Invincible even be able to convince a species like that to fight for him, like, and not just eat him? Like, how's that going to help? Knowing about a planet of Ragnars that just want to kill you and just like anybody else.
I want to know how the hell he survived. That's what I wanted to know.
Right?
Wait, which ones are the Ragnars again?
When they went to that planet and the gravity was so heavy that they could barely move, and then all of a sudden they jumped out and killed his partner, that chick, and knocked her head off.
Yeah.
That's more like a training planet to me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's what I was about to say. It looked like that was a real life Cerebro construct. That they went in there with like some of the most dangerous things and had to see how they would win.
It seemed like it was just a planet with some dangerous monsters on it.
Yeah, perfect battle simulations for training.
I think it was just letting them know, hey, this is one of them worlds you do not want to mess with. We'll go ahead and bypass this one. They are going to be a problem.
Right, but they haven't started going through space yet, so leave them right there. Don't tell them that it's possible.
It was great to see Alan back up and doing better than ever. Like, he was originally created to battle Viltrumites and failed miserably, but I don't know. Even though he's bigger now, do you think he'll fare all right with the next fight with him, Phantom?
1-on-1, yeah. 3-on-1, no.
He's in 3-on-1. He's got no shot.
Even with the upgrades?
Yeah, I still think even with the upgrades, honestly. Because you can be stronger than another person, but if these people are just like cutthroat, ready to kill, like,
I mean, we'll see that's the thing though. He's gotten those enhancements to be able to deal with all that. So it's kind of like if you put a wrestler, let's say it's an MMA fighter, up against someone that does damn it, I forget the name of the league, but when you're holding hands, you're trying to get the other person's hand down. I forget what that's called. But if you take an MMA fighter who by all rights should be strong enough to take someone down in just a battle of arm strength.
You're talking about arm wrestlers?
Yes. If you get a professional arm wrestler up against that person, that MMA fighter will lose every time.
I'm thinking like Ronda Rousey. She lost first time, but she loses the second time. Fight right after.
Yeah, lose against a Viltrumite.
Well, see, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Viltrumites, yes, they are seemingly unstoppable. But the science that has gone into making this guy is they thought that they had the formula right on his planet, but no. So what happened? The upgrades came from another Viltrumite. So I think he's going to be able to stand up to him, whether it's 2, 3, 4, or 5. I don't think it's going to matter anymore.
He thinks
but we'll see.
Pretty sick, absolutely. I thought there may be a reason they didn't kill Nolan back on Thraxa, and I think that General Craig realizes that Nolan is one of the most powerful of all Viltrumites and doesn't want his prize wasted in execution. Or I don't know, is there something more? Like, were there maybe friends in the academy back in the day or something? Or maybe Nolan saved his life or something before? Like, why didn't he just kill him back on that? Why didn't he just kill him?
All the above.
Yeah. All the above, especially though. They are a very militaristic and tactically advanced people. I think if you look up a great tactician in the encyclopedia, it's a picture of them right there because they are good at war. So I think they realized that while he is deviating from the plan, he went AWOL for a while. We had to come kick his ass and get him back in gear, back to rights, to be able to go out here and continue this mission. I think they're looking at that. It's a great it's a loss of a great asset, and they're trying to salvage it. Yeah. I don't think it's because they care about him in any way, shape, or form outside of that.
Well, the general seems pretty disgusted that his main guy was brought down by these Earthlings, so it seems like he's about to bring the thunder upon us.
Plus, Alan
Yeah,
said it
I mean,
best. It's like it's rare that roach mice kill each other now, especially that their like race is like dying off.
Yeah,
yeah,
a few of
yeah.
them.
That's the thing. Yeah, they're as much conquering as they've done. They are in a decline of their because Thrones
They
bleeds
kill
into
off all
everything.
their
They're
own
low
people.
key the children of the forest that had their heyday, their heights in history, and now that you coming up on the end of your time. These are your end of days, possibly. So if you lose these big hitters like Omni-Man, you might not be able to recover from that. Now, right now, as it stands, they have a chance. But losing someone like him and then losing to a resource like Earth, that's I think in the greater plan that they may have for the sustenance of their people, that's a big problem.
Omni-Man does seem to be gaining back his strength. Like, is he going to end up escaping this prison, or are they going to execute him, or what's going to happen with Omni? Or what do you think is going to happen with Omni-Man, fandom?
At first, I thought that room that he was held in was like suppressing his abilities.
I
But
think
then the
it is.
moment these people left, he just like freaking hit the ground. I'm like, okay, he still has his abilities.
I think, yeah, I think he's just getting stronger. Like, I think that thing like stops him from being able to go out it. Like, I don't think he can go through that. But that's probably stronger than steel or whatever. That's how they keep the prisoners in. But yeah, he's definitely gaining his strength back.
He was biding his time.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Because he's just getting choked out, not saying a word. He's getting asked questions, not saying
Yep.
a word, but he's just getting irritated underneath, letting him know, I'm almost back, sucker. And then it's about to be you.
It's low key like our girl Egwene in The Wheel of Time. There was a portion where she was hemmed up, and by the end of it, she was coming out of her captivity looking at the person that was supposed to be her handler like, bitch, I'm not doing this bullshit that you want me to do. Matter of fact, here, why don't you try this shit on for size? See if you can handle this training that you call it. And she wrangled that bitch in like the other 5 chicks that was with her without breaking sweat. So yeah, and that's why I'm being vague about exactly what she did and how she did it. Because if you watch it, we talk about it later. I want to see your reactions to it fresh.
But Russ the astronaut finally gets home to see that the shapesmith had absolutely been living his best life in his house and has totally trashed the place. Like, as he's cleaning up, he gets sick and pukes something into the sink. And did you see the size of that thing that jumped back out of the water? There is no way that's what he puked up. What was that?
You know what that's given? It's given Stranger Things with Will spitting out the nasty upside down slug in the bathroom. It just thank you.
I was like, come on, there's no way this is what you. I mean, did you see the size? That thing was like a super squid. Like, come on. But this poor guy,
minus 10 points to Cecil's crew. Like, you're telling me this guy just came back from being taken over, and not one people. Okay, let's actually X-ray, do everything about all this, and like one to A to Z to make sure he's actually still the same
and clean, cleared.
And exactly that part.
I mean, would you not think with that many cichlids having to control you that long that they laid eggs inside of you? He might have a whole colony inside him. I would not be letting this man anywhere near anybody for a month. You would be in quarantine, son.
That's why I hope those Martians just kill all those freaking squids.
Yep.
After this whole incident.
Exactly. Just fry it. Nuke the bastards.
Agreed.
But yeah, that poor bastard just cannot catch a break. Like, how, I don't know. Like, all he wanted to do was get some rest, and well, that ain't happening now. Like, back to the hive mind. But how will that one lone cichlid like call out to the others? Like, it seems like somebody should just be able to kill just one of them off, no?
Or just keep puking up, squids, and then next thing you know, you got an army.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if somebody if that's a female and they laid eggs in them, and just a whole hive is going to end up popping out of them. That's what I see happening. That would be that's how they get more of them on here, Earth, and then they just keep reproducing.
I mean, they were already doing that, weren't they? Like, that's why they said it was such a problem to where, like, if you kill one, the rest of them are going to know. It's kind of like almost like the cordyceps in The Last of Us. There's one random connection to the vine that's a mile away and some shit starts popping off, they're able to project what's coming or what could be coming through the roots in their hive mind connectivity. So I think it's working a little bit of the same here.
Right, but if there's only one of them and you kill it, like, what's it going to hive mind to?
Wasn't there already more than one of them though?
I'm saying down here on Earth,
no.
he just
that
picked
one.
out the one, and it's on
Okay.
his face now. So it's like he's going to have to go, like, try to get a way to get the other ones to come back in, or somehow let the others in. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. But like I said, I think that's a female that lays a bunch of eggs, and that's how they're going to get a bunch more. And then we get the mid-credit scene bringing back Angstrom Levy, and he's being fitted for a new jacket to go back and visit an old friend. Do we have any idea what old friend he's referring to, AK?
I don't think I got to this part in the episode. Explain.
Yeah. Well, this is just the last the end credit scene.
The one that could jump into other universes,
different portals.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Oh wait, they brought him back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the extra
Okay. I had a feeling something might happen with him the last time we saw him.
Of course.
Because they didn't fully take him out when they should have. When crazy motherfuckers start acting like that, you can't save them. Okay, they don't want to be saved.
Any idea who the friend is going to
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it once we're done here. That last like 15 minutes of the episode. That's interesting that they brought him in though.
Yeah. Who do you think
that opens the way?
Who's the friend he's coming back to talk to, Phantom?
Well, it has to be Invincible.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's not true. Or unless he wants to come back and get the blue guy that he blames for goofing him up or whatever.
Could be too.
Or what's our Martian dude's name?
Robot?
Is
Not Robot.
No.
From Mars.
Oh, Alan?
The guy that left didn't they have some type of interaction at one point in time? I might be missing him up with another character.
Yeah, I don't think so. But that's the end of the episode. What do we think of this one, Phantom?
Loving it.
They got it right back.
Had it all just weekly, not this. Oh, part 1 here, part 2 there of a season. No, stop this. And on top of that, F you Amazon, put it on these ads. I'm watching the show, then it's like ad. I'm like, what the hell? Ad. I'm like, stop it.
Brutal. Yeah.
Yo,
I ain't paying no extra $2.99 just to watch. No.
Dude, we got away from cable just so we didn't have to watch commercials, and now they're starting to pull the
See, for real, if y'all want us to go back to cable, just say that.
Exactly.
Just because this is some nonsense. My Prime membership was up like last week, and I'm contemplating whether I want to re-up for another year or not.
It sucks. I got all my favorite shows on there, but yeah, I feel you. It's brutal. Absolutely.
Look, I allegedly might have a torrent way of getting things sometimes, so I literally don't really need them. I just need to know what the name of the show is and search.
Bada boom, bada bing. There.
So I don't know, but that 2 day free shipping though, it do be coming in handy. So I don't know. We're gonna think about it.
All right, just real quick, we got a couple trivia questions. If you know the answers to these, put them in the comment section down below. What did Debbie name Mark's little brother?
After the uncle.
No, it wasn't the uncle. It was his grandfather.
Hey, who was he named after? Mark's grandfather. We got the second one right. Perfect.
I feel like you should give us points enough and tell us what the name is.
You did. Yep. You get. Who is he named after? Mark's grandfather. You got those points. Grandfather. What was his name though?
Did they say the name?
Of course they did, many times.
And
that's when Mark said, "Oh, you named him after Grandpa."
I don't know why I want to say Hal. I know that's not it, but it popped in my head. Probably because I was reading about Green Lantern stuff over the weekend.
Think Brady Bunch. But
Greg?
If you know that answer, put it in the comment section down below. I guess question number 3 then comes into what was Duplicate's last name? Deep dive.
I don't remember that.
It's when Immortal was talking about her at her funeral. He said her last name. If you know that
she hates the rain.
Yeah, and she hates the rain. There you go. Good to remember.
And the rain.
And last but not least, how long did Debbie say she was married to Nolan?
20 years.
20 years, just like
years.
that. AK actually said that earlier in the episodes. Ray, well done, well done. 50%, 2 out of 4, not too shabby. And bada boom, bada bing. That's going to do it for us. I hope everybody's having a great week, and it only gets better from here. Next week is up in the air. I am going to be out in a poker tournament and out of state. We'll have the laptop, so I'm going to try to get it done.
Chips.
Yep, going to try to get her done, but yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed and have that bell tuned in, and we'll let you know. But we're going to get out of here. Hope everybody out here is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you on the next one. Be easy, everybody.